The trademark, the intellectual property right awareness is the very much necessity at this hour. Many of the MSME, especially startups and micro, small and medium entrepreneurs, due to lack of awareness on the intellectual property rights, such as patent filing, trademark filing, designing, or copyright, sometimes either innocently they infringe it, or knowingly sometimes they try to do some modification, some kind of a changes, with minor modification changes, they try to infringe somebody's trademark, which subsequently creates a lot of legal complications for them. With that view, Government of India, Ministry of MSMEs has established nearly 34 IPFCs all over India, and still in the process of establishing more IPFCs, nearly to the number of 100 is going to be established all over India. These IP facility centers are supported by the DCPCB financially for establishing the infrastructure, hiring and engaging the experts, IP professionals, those who can counsel and guide the startups and MSME entrepreneurs in terms of identifying their intellectual property rights, the potentiality of intellectual rights, and how to protect legally with minimum or nominal charge of the fees. So, CTTC Bhubaneswar is having one such IPFC Intellectual Property Facility Center, is having operating successfully since last more than 3 years. And we have many success stories to share. And I will discuss today about the strategic use of IPRs in MSME's branding, visual identity perspective. What is important when we talk about the MSME or the business? What is most important factor for the business? As we know, the quality of the product or service any industry, anybody is providing, that is the top priority, top most important for the customers. The sustainability and the growth of the business depends largely upon the quality of the product or the service. If you compromise in quality of the product or service, and today's business will be definitely closed down without any doubt. So when you talk about the quality, it's not only doing the quality, also people need to give a confidence to the customers, need to give a confidence to the consumers that yes, this particular product is of excellent quality. And as you know, either maybe as an entrepreneur, also somehow or other, we are also as a customer and a consumer to some other suppliers in terms of the product or the services. So as a customer, when you stand, we emphasize the things, certain parameter towards the quality, safety, reliability, and its competitive price and availability of the product at our as per our need. So these are the prime important factors for this a good business. And if we can maintain it, then we can sustain and we can improve. When you talk about the quality, is nothing a perception, a perseverance, how the customer feels when you say a particular institution name, particular brand name, particular company name, then customer gets a gut feeling. Yes, if I go to this particular institute, then I will have the best kind of training. If I go to this particular, if I purchase this particular equipment, a particular brand of the equipment, then it will be definitely I am with full confidence I can use with it will meet my purpose and with adequately with safety and reliability. So that is bringing the confidence. It's very important. It's not the doing textbook. It is equally important how the product, what is the perception, what is the belief of the customers in mind about the product or service that we are delivering. That is what we call in the brand. So every entrepreneur is a leader. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So we need to know how to show, because the entrepreneur as a leader has to carry out his business as a person, change his vision and connect with the people with the will align the people's in line with the organization's goal and objectives or the vision of the organization. So make your team feel respected as an entrepreneur. Make your field team respected, empowered, and genuinely excited about the company's mission. Every tiny business, every micro or small business of today having a great potentiality of becoming a multinational company tomorrow. When you talk all these slogans, when you talk about the course, one thing is very powerful behind this, it influences all these dialogues, all these statements, that is called brand. So, voice of the entrepreneurs on the brand, many well-known, the international reputed entrepreneurs, they say the products are made in the factory, but brands are created in the mind, in people's minds. A brand is a promise. A good brand is a promise kept. Is Muthar Kept, CEO of the Coca-Cola company. Your brand is what other people say about you when you are not in the room. That means the brand is that important. From our business perspective, it could be a personal branding, it could be product branding, it could be institutional branding. So branded business, as you understand, is having direct relationship. Then what is branding? It is a way of identifying our business opportunities, exploring the business opportunity, the height of the finance. Branding, does it mean a logo? Many of us will say brand means logo. This is a visual perspective, visual identity. A strong brand is more than just a logo. It's not merely a logo. It is more than just a logo. It's reflected in everything from your customer service time, staff uniforms, business cards, and premises to your marketing materials and advertising. It is how your customers recognize and experience your business. It speaks about business ethics, values, and culture. So branding not merely limiting to a particular device, a logo, or a particular shape. It speaks a lot about the ethics, values, product quality, organization culture, and it gives a strong identity, strong impression in the mind of the customer or the consumer with respect to the product. A brand is the image of the personality of a product or service that a business provides. A product's features such as the logos or the slogans make it unique and different. When you talk about the brand, it could be a design, it could be a device, it could be a tagline. And these logos or the slogans make it unique and different. A company's products or the services brand make it stand out. If you look at some of the pictures here, one light bulb and one man stand out in these two images. They are distinctively identified. Brands have the same effect on the companies and their products and services. If there are 1,000 products are there of the similar category, similar nature, similar shape, but your brand will be distinguished differently. It will have a shining effect. It will draw the attention. It will attract the customers to the products. ब्रांडिंग की ताकत, ब्रांडिंग एक ऐसी चीज है जिसकी वजह से लोग एक आम चीज के 5 से 10 गुना पैसा देने के लिए तैयार हो जाते हैं. We all know. If non-branded product is available 2 rupees, this same product if it is branded well from a reputed company, if the brand is trusted and reliable, people don't mind to pay 10 rupees, 20 rupees for the product. That is what the business strategy is. So brands are now more than just a means of the differentiating products. Today's brands also convey a promise. The promise is that the product you buy will meet the standards of the manufacturers to deliver. As you know, when you look at any kind of logo, any kind of device mark, any kind of the tagline, that gives enough confidence that this is what going to meet my requirement. I am 100% going to, I am satisfied. I expect a minimum amount of hassles or trouble with product or the services. When I see that logo, I know I will get quality in its product or service and which will be reliable, and it will not merely meet my expectation, it will also exceed my expectations. The typical example we know the Coca-Cola, quality branding can result in higher sales of a product. In fact, even products that are associated with the certain brand benefit from the higher sales too. A good example would be someone who enjoys Coca-Cola and tries other soft drinks by the company. The Coca-Cola company also sells Sprite, Fanta, Powerade, etc. So there are certain, if you look at the top 10 brands, in 2019, 10 most valuable brands, Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Visa, Facebook, Alibaba, Tencent, McDonald's, AT&T, etc. The companies that have the most valuable brands in the world today are very different compared to the 50 years ago. Four of these top 10, like four of these top 10 are tech companies. Only three companies in the top 10 exist 1970, like Visa, McDonald's, AT&T. So branding to a small business, how to go about this as a micro, small entrepreneur, as a start entrepreneur, how to go about this, you need to understand. First of all, as a small business, to create a strong brand, I have to define the brand values. That your brand values, mission and vision should reflect in your brand or organization. Engage on social media. Today, you know, for the brand promotion, social media is a very highly influential media and the system and mechanism. So engaging with the audience is prerequisite to make your business popular online and establish your the brand. Maintain consistency, very important aspect in the quality. In order to retain the brand name, the quality has to maintain its consistency. So creating a brand guidelines is a good way to maintain consistency for your brand. And the carve unique identity. Establish a unique identity for your small business. So now transforming the small business into the brand. Why at all we are thinking about the brand? Because we want a massive business transformation. We have a dream to convert, to take our tiny industries of today, micro industry of today, to make it a multinational tomorrow. It might have started with a few parts of rupees. We want to make it a company of $1 million. So that is why what is needed, the process it needs, the business transformation. Transforming a small business into the brand which will lead to, which will make it one day our dream fulfilled to convert into a multinational companies. The common mistake for many of the business and the junior marketers is to consider the branding is only about the creating a business logo. What happens is it gives a mere feeling to the small business or the startup people. Branding means just a small tagline or logo and designing the business cards and official printed materials. That's what a misconception. However, branding is a very powerful tool to promote the business. It is about developing and maintaining the positive perception and positioning in targeted markets through all of your business communication tools. Please pay your attention. Branding is not merely designing a logo, not merely a tagline, not merely designing the business card or the logo or giving a name. It contains, it connects our dream, our vision, our philosophy, our ethics and the values, and need to be strongly promoted. It has strong brand has to be created, impression has to be created all along. That is why we have to provide, we have to give, like your brand message, product and service quality has to be maintained, have to meet and exceed the customer satisfaction, and consistently keep on meeting and improving. And the pricing strategy, it should be economical. In fact, if a good brand doesn't meet, customer is willing to pay any amount. Customer is willing to pay substantially better amount because of the brand. It's not that 2 rupees for the 2 lakhs rupees, because there are many competitors in market, and marketing is changing very fast. So we have to also, as a sustainable business partner, business owner, and to business entrepreneur, we have to look at the pricing strategies and the visual identity, how the people perceive about my product, what is the visual impression in their mind. I have to follow certain rules, the certain strategies, so that it creates a strong impression in the mind of the consumers. All marketing channels, advertising channels, and campaigns, etc. And internal employee attitude. Does the internal employee of organization having any role in the brand promotion? Yes, because it is the people of the company who you are responsible for maintaining the quality, improving the quality, meeting the customer satisfaction, exceeding the customer satisfaction. Unless they have the motivation, unless they are connected wholeheartedly to the organization goal, and we can't maintain our brand, we can't keep our reputation in the markets. Brand means reputation. Brand means business ethics. Brand means an organization culture. Brand means giving a trust or being a confidence to the customer. All the things possible if my internal team, they are connected to my organizational goal and vision. If they understand their values in it. Brand is an intellectual property. When you're talking too many things, is it an intellectual property? Yes. Brands are the intangible reputational assets. We have been talking upon about, while we are talking about the intellectual property rights and properties, we consider about the tangible assets and intangible assets. And IPR, intellectual property rights, intellectual property like patent, trademark, designs are very highly potential and very powerful and a lot many worths. Intangible properties, the intangible assets not visible to our eyes, but having enough potential, having enough commercial value in it. Sorry. So, intangible assets, it cannot touch or in the physical form, but is having value for the company. And we are having various kinds of intellectual properties like patent, design, trademark, copyright, trade secret, and copyright, GI. There are different intellectual property rights. One among them is the trademark, which is linked directly to our brand promotion. And the different your perspective about the trademark, different types of trademark, how these trademarks are used, how these trademarks will be protected. If you do not protect, then what will happen? Those kind of consequences issues we discussed about next subsequent IP experts. We will be talking in the session. Now, tips for the branding for the startups and MSMEs. Suppose I am thinking that branding, I want to brand my product or the institutional name. Then what are the precautionary measures I take? What are the attentions? What are the factors I should pay my attention? Avoid a hard to spell name. Sometimes we should be careful while identifying, selecting a name. It should be easy to spell. Do not pick a name that could be limiting as your business grows. Sometimes we start a business today, it is going to expand tomorrow, multi-aspect. And we should not name, should not have very limited focus, limited, it should not be confined, it should be very particular issues of our particular sectors of our business. It should be open so that we can address to our business all sectors, all segments of business. Conduct a thorough internet search. Search the brand name by the help of the internet. Get .com domain name. Maybe if you are coming, like you see, there are different domain names like .com, .net, .org. .com is more popular, more familiarized. Use a name that conveys something meaning. It should have some meaning. It should give you some message. It should touch to the people's heart. Conduct a trademark search. Very important. Many startups and small scale industries people, they do not do this kind of things. That is why when they go, they file their application. Either their application gets rejected, or being subjected, or they face difficulties and their trademark or the tagline does not get the approval for the registration because they do not do the basic search. As you know, IP basic trademark search, it is free of search. Only thing we need to little bit educated how to search it, the ipindia.in. You have to log into a site, then which class, what is your name. I think our IP experts may teach you, or many times we have discussed this matter. If you can search, you can find out whether anybody has applied for this, what is the status of this particular brand name, trade name. So this we can search it. It's very important. That is why IP facilitation centers, like at the CTDC, what we do, anybody is willing to go for a trademark or brand name registration, we make first IP counseling. We make exhaustive search in ipindia.in in the database. Then we sort it. We find any kind of similarity are there. Either it is infringing or it is free to be registered. Then we counsel them, discuss accordingly, we prepare the documents. And the entrepreneurs are counseled accordingly while they are filing. Very much important activities. So you have to search, make the trademark search, conduct a secretary of the state search. Many times the company name registration we are making, so that registers, we have to make a search so that duplication is not there. And so that kind of search is also necessary. Assess if the name is catchy, get feedback on the name, and make sure the name sounds good when said aloud. Use resources available for brainstorming names. Different websites are there, different search engine there, different platform there where we can search it. There are maybe many self-generating also engines are there. We can also make use of that. Make sure you are personally happy with the name. The name, whatever you understand it well and you want it, and you are feeling happy, you feel glad when you talk about your brand name or the name logo. The reason is because today's business what you are starting, it will be a billionaire business tomorrow by God's grace. So if you feel happy, you will be happy tomorrow all the time. And if you feel happy, your whole team people will happy. So when you decide, when you take particular tagline slogan, it should give a internal pleasure to you. That this is the trademark. When we are talking usually in IP is a trademark, intellectual property is a trademark, a name of an entrepreneur is a mark capable of being represented graphically, distinguish the goods or the services of one person from those others. That is like Lux, Godrej, TVS, Telco, 555, Apple, we all know. These are the well-known brands. These are all registered brands. So trademark can be, what can be a trademark? Can be sign, words, letters, numbers, drawings, pictures, or emblem, colors or a combination of the colors, shape of the goods, graphic representation of the package, any combination of these, like audio sounds, musical notes, Intel Inside, Nokia Tune, etc. also can be trademark. Olfactory smells, strawberry, cherry, and grape lubricants for the engine, etc. as applied to an article or a product. These are the different choice of the product. When you look at this kind of drawing or the images or the logo, easily you can distinguish what is the scale of distinctiveness, how low it is or how it is, how distinctly, how clearly it is distinctive product, what is the degree of distinctiveness. Registration of the trademark. Trademarks are registered by the National Trademark Register and are valid in that country. Registration is made after examination and publication. Registration period is for 10 years but can be renewed indefinitely by paying the renewal fees. The details will be described our attorneys. Kinds of the trademarks to understand in the brief is a marks on the goods, collective marks, service marks, well-known marks, certification marks, and trade names. These things will be described. What is not protected? Names, surnames, numerical, geographical location, color, characteristics of the goods or the services, hurtful to religious sentiments, or deceitful cannot be, or the scandalous or absence matter, state emblems, official hallmarks, emblems of intergovernmental organization cannot be used as trademark. So while we are selecting a trademark name, we have to take care that this does not come under these categories. Okay, we do take the trademark registration, but sometimes, as I mentioned in the beginning, due to either the lack of innovation, the lack of our knowledge or awareness, or due to sometimes knowingly we infringe. Like there is something as a Godrej, what we like to make it a Godrej. Something is like height, we take to here. Something that is Rediff, we make it a Radiff. So those kind of things becomes a smart way of manipulating things. But truly, it is the greatest foolishness. It is not the smartness, it is the greatest foolishness as a professional or as an entrepreneur. Because it will invite a lot of legal infringement action the moment it comes to the notice of somebody. So we have to take care. A trademark infringement, if we copy somebody, duplicate somebody's trademark, the logo or the tagline, it invites the legal complications. The violation of exclusive right granted to the registered proprietor of the trademark in India is governed by the Trademark Act. So in case somebody is infringing, somebody is copying it, it will be infringement. So common types of trademark infringements are the likelihood of the confusion, unauthorized trademarks, false claim of the trademark registration, imposition of the false trademarks. So these are the kind of infringement. So we should try to refrain from such kind of activities. Just to say, just a glimpse of it, kind of like Rediff versus Radiff. Naukri.com, then Naukri, jobs, Naukri and Naukri. Look, there is just to confuse the people. Sometimes these kind of things are made, and this invites the legal cases. These are gone on the different type of cases and the judgments are there. This should maybe such kind of things will be discussed in detail by our experts. Criminal remedies. Falsification of the trademarks, infringement of the copyright is a cognizable offence. A complaint may be filed before the magistrate or the police can be registered as an FIR and prosecute directly. Statutory requirement to obtain the register approval. Registration is not a requirement. Imprisonment is 6 months to 3 years. Fine will be given up to 2 lakhs or more than that, depending upon the judgment. Enhance penalty on the subsequent convictions. Seizure, forfeiture, and destruction of the infringing goods, materials for the placing before the magistrate. So trademark infringement is having the different consequences. No, it will be the case. And let me tell you about the IPFC at CTTC Bhubaneswar, because time is running out. So CTTC having an intellectual property facilitation center which has been established under the office of the DCMSME. We provide various kinds of IP facilitation services. IPFC established in the year 2016. It helps MSMEs in promoting the innovation, its products and services. MSMEs for filing of the IP tools in a cost-effective manner, backed by the incentive schemes of the Government of India. IPFC is equipped with the world-class software lab having accessibility to the global search sites and the latest IP management softwares. IPFC is having an IP experts and the team of empaneled experts, those who provide their guidance and as per the requirement to the different MSMEs and startups. So inside the CTTC MSME IP cell, the capacity building, we conduct various kinds of training programs with students, SMEs, startups, and the corporates. Administration by validation, drafting, filing, prior art search, before filing, a prior art search for the patent or the new idea, and the maintenance services, commercialization, technology transfer, licensing, and the startups. Like technology licensing, market competitive intelligence analysis, freedom to operate analysis, whether this kind of particular technology is anywhere available, whether anybody is using, whether anybody has taken illegal rights, whether any kind of legal disputes are there. So those kind of things, by engaging experts, we make a detailed survey report, detailed analysis report. Even also there is a market competitive intelligence analysis report which generally takes about the value of that particular idea. What is the business opportunity in India or in any other country of the world? So that gives a lot of support that strengthens the business idea or the proposal of a startup when they're applying for different fundings. These are the services, also IP counseling. Anybody is coming just for a trademark filing or patent filing, we just not go for that. We discuss with them and verify the authenticity, verify the possibility of that grant, and whether there can have any kind of the objection or opposition or any kind of possibility of the rejection of the application, any kind of infringement possibilities. Those kind of counseling we do with the startups and the MSME entrepreneurs. Then patent drafting the specifications, IP filing, patent, trademark, design, copyright, and geographical indication. These are applications filing, we do process. Prior art search, as I mentioned, novelty or the state of the art search. Before go for the filing, we make a prior art search, whether what kind of patent claims are there, any kind of already is it infringing or anybody has already claimed for this kind of innovations or technology, such innovation technology exists or not. That also we generate a prior art search report. Technology licensing and IP commercialization. If there is a technology, it has to be licensed to the MSME startup. Like we organize camps with the Bhabha Atomic Research, BARC, and ISRO, and many other RRDC, so that any kind of the technology which can be transferred to the MSMEs for their commercialization. Or similarly, any startup is having an innovative idea which has a good IP value, and in case he is not in a position to set up the unit and he want to transfer this idea to somebody who want to take and commercialize, also we provide this kind of maintenance and facilitation services. IPR awareness programs, training and workshops, this we do conduct regularly. And the IPFC at CTTC also is a recognized Technology Innovation Support Center of the World Intellectual Property Right Organization, the WIPO, in Switzerland. And also it is one among the 9 tests this at CTTC Bhubaneswar. There are total 9 such of test centers in India. It is one among them. Also and remains under the supervision and the technical guidance of the DPIIT, Ministry of Trade and Commerce. And we are conducting an IPR clinic What we find over the period of the experience, many of the innocent micro, small entrepreneurs and startups, while they are going doing their business, while they are going for the trademark registration, maybe going for some of the design, manufacturing some kind of product. So subsequently, they are facing a lot of legal. They have received the notice from the High Court that there is an infringement case, but it is purely due to their innocence, purely due to the lack of awareness. They do not know. There are cases we have solved. One case where there is a lady entrepreneur from your Chakaisiani, nearby village. That lady was a very tiny entrepreneur. She was making some kind of the phenyls, the chemicals, and because of her technical competence, she is not that much qualified, not educated. But kind of a trademark, what did she was tempted and printed on a trademark emblem and put it on the bottle and filled it, and she was giving it. But it was not exactly infringing. Somebody who was a rival to that, somebody who was not liking that lady, was having a manufacturing company, having a trademark registration, then he filed a case against her. Then she got nearly 10 pages of the notice document from the High Court that she has imprisonment. She was virtually crying. You can understand. Even the lady who was not earned more than 50,000 rupees for a period of 5 months, if she gets such a notice, what will be her condition? Then she was just virtually crying, and she came to MSMEDI Cuttack, and MSMEDI referred to us, and she came here, and we discussed, then we tried to help her. That is what kind of clinic, that is we consider IPR clinic. We investigate the case, we connect our different IP professionals, faculty, resource persons, those who are connected to us, attorneys. Here we have Dr. Soumya Prakash Patra. He is an eminent IP. Also help them and guided them by taking the help of some of the professional attorneys. So these are the different kind of services we provide, and anybody is interested for any kind of support services like design filing or any kind of counseling, copyright filing, GI filing, can please write to us ipr@cttc.gov.in, and otherwise my mail ID is skar@cttc.gov.in, or you can contact Mr. Sumit Kumar Behra. He is our IP consultant. He works in IPFC, and his contact number 9821761286. This is what about brief within this sort of time. So thank you very much. Namaskar. Hope to meet you again. Thank you. And over to Mr. Shah, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your excellent presentation. And you have not only highlighted the MSME branding, but also you highlighted the role of IPFC for the promotion of intellectual property right. That is very crucial. So now we have a presentation from Soumya Prakash Patra. Friend, before introducing Soumya Prakash Patra, let me tell you that we are fortunate to have Soumya Prakash Patra, who is having 17 patents granted on his name. So we are proud to have, and I request Soumya Prakash Patra to proceed further. Sir, please.
Thank you, Kar sir, and thank you, Dr. Sahu. Actually, I was thinking till yesterday that what should I present here, but I had a brief discussion with Dr. Kaura today, and we finalized that what we would be speaking on this. So I hope Dr. Kaura has already explained us about the importance of brand and how exactly it is helpful for businesses. Let me take forward from the brands and how actually trademarks create impact on the branding, wherein I would always say that brand is the bigger set and trademark is a subset of branding. So trademark is an essential portion of branding. So let us look into the branding, the concepts of branding in brief. I'll take you through a brief video on the concepts of trademark and how it is important for business. Then I'll be discussing on the recent few cases on what we are actually seeing in pan-India level and in the local level that we are reading in our newspaper in Orissa. Thereafter, I would be discussing a few case studies, two case studies, successful case studies that has happened, and how creating a brand not only helped in to rake in business and revenue, but it created a totally a different name for itself across the world for that particular product. So let us go into this. As Parasar explained, I'll just brush upon it as such. Now, branding as such, its the purpose is of course to, as the name suggests, it actually gives the name or edge over the competition. Now, what happens is when a customer looks into the branding, so he searches for solution to their problem. So when we are searching for any brand, we are not searching for any total new knowledge or something. We always try to find what exactly is the solution that we are talking about, or what is the solution that to our current problem. And we find that the solution or the possible solution lies with that particular brand or the image that we are thinking. For example, if I'm searching for something like a good, easy to handle mobile phone, then either I'll go for iPhone or maybe Samsung. It all depends on my personal preference. If I don't like, let us consider iPhone, I would not go for iPhone for my solution, which I think would be attained from the Samsung brand as such. Now, of course, a brand takes certain time to get created, and this is very important that how the brand actually is created. Now, every brand that we are talking about, there is the most important thing is the content of that brand. So when we are talking about a brand, so without content, there is no brand. So let us consider that we have currently we have CTTC as a brand. Now, this brand as such has taken a lot of time to get recognized. They have done a lot of good work. Now, if let us consider that they would have not done some good work, of course, the brand would have not been created. Now, of course, this logo, when we are talking about this current logo, this is everyone recognizes that this is, of course, the Nike. Now, let us go into the Nike case. What exactly, how trademark and brands are actually linked. Now, that symbol, this symbol is called swoosh. Now, when we are talking about the swoosh, so this is how exactly the journey of swoosh with Nike. Initially, if you would look into the logo on the leftmost center, there is a Nike written across the shoes in 1971, where they wanted the customers to identify Nike and the shoes together. Then in 1978, again, the brand was, the logo was little modified, and it was again modified in 1985. But recently, they have altogether removed the Nike and name as such, and they are only using swoosh. And by looking into the swoosh, we are able to identify that, okay, this swoosh is from the brand Nike. So this brand as such is very much important, that the goodwill they have created into the market related to sporting goods have actually created an image in our mind that, okay, this brand, this shoes is related to Nike, and they exactly make quality products. Now, we have learned a lot of gyan on IP and trademarks and patents, but I would actually take you to a level which is beyond what exactly we are talking about in terms of the solutions, how we should exactly deal with the problems that we face as a part of MSME sector. Now, these are some issues related to branding. First is, of course, there is limited awareness on the IP system as such, and knowledge, of course, and how this IP as a system can be used as a strategic tool. There is a little bit less awareness on this, and of course, there is something called the costs associated with the IP tools. For example, it takes from the range of 40,000 to more than 1 lakh for filing a patent application. Of course, the IP system as such is a complex thing. There is a delay which happens at the patent office level, which actually doesn't help in assuring the customer or the brand owner that whether he will get the brand or not. And of course, there is lack of expertise in our whole country in terms of the number of people who are expert in IP. And of course, the most important thing that actually creates problem for a lot of MSME owners are how to enforce and monitor the IP ownership that they are having. For example, if I am in a local level MSME and I have a brand, let us consider Coca-Cola or some local level drink I have. Now that local level drink becomes instantaneously famous, and some other manufacturer in Tamil Nadu, let us consider, makes it, copies and markets it. Now it becomes very much important or difficult for us as an IP owner or the MSCM owner to identify whether some person is copying it, and if he is copying, then how to enforce my right over that. So there is a lot of confusion on this, and this is an important issue or important constraint that happens in terms of when an IP owner, particularly in MSME sector, actually faces on with respect to branding. The reason is, one of the reason is of course the knowledge or the awareness, and second is the muscle power in terms of the amount, expendable amount that is required for going ahead with the legal complexities, and of course the time required for devoting the energy for going after this. So these are the few issues that we face while we are talking about brands and trademarks. Now linking to trademark and branding, how exactly trademark and brands are linked? Let us look into this short video, and thereafter we'll continue with our presentation.
Brands. Everything in the world is a brand.
Everything!
Well, we have to decide what our brand will be.
Dear Big Bang, we're going to brand history.
History? With what brand, Marco?
Follow me and you'll see. It's a place where they make t-shirts as customers want them. There.
Heavens! It's perfect for what we want!
Imagine, we buy white t-shirts, Ping Pong designs the motifs, you and I print them, place our brand, and we sell them in several places.
Let's hope it works. Welcome to very famous brands.
But each can have its own space.
Famous brands already have it.
Our t-shirts will be unique.
We will earn our space.
Have you heard the latest on Vandalus? He copies the style of famous brands and sells his products as if they were original.
Vandalus is a crook.
We'll show him that one can win honestly.
With hard work and our own brand.
Speaking of, here comes Julie. Hey guys, I went to the brand registry office. The brand is any symbol that helps distinguish a person or company's products and services from others in the market. A brand can be a word, figure, a three-dimensional shape, a sound. The goal is to distinguish that person's or company's product so it's not confused with others.
If people can identify the product they want, they can ask for it.
Exactly. And the entrepreneur can also offer it and advertise it. That's clear!
Totally clear.
If the product is well received, people will recognize the brand, and this will make it better known and increase its value. With the brand, you can create an image and a style for the product. Without a brand, nobody could recognize the product or service.
It's a delicious chocolate, but I can't remember the brand.
Wow, it's really important to have a brand. Wait a minute. What if somebody copies our brand?
That is forbidden. Brands must be special and different to existing ones. They must be used to help identify, not confuse.
But what would happen if they copy or imitate us?
We denounce them to the corresponding authority so they enforce the law. In order to protect your brand, you must first register it.
And what if I didn't register it?
It will be difficult for you to protect it. Registration makes you the owner of the brand. Turns you into the owner.
And to the only person authorized to use it.
Is it valid forever?
Registration lasts 10 years and can be renewed over and over again. We should create our own brand and register it immediately.
Immediately.
Everybody say words that customers might like, and we choose the best one. We should keep in mind that customers are going to associate the word with the product.
What do you think of Bama Chupin?
Bama Chupin?
By Babby, Marco, Chuli, and Ping Pong.
It sounds like medicine. What about Reebok?
Like Reebok, the brand on TV.
Yes, it has worldwide recognition.
Did you forget that we couldn't use a registered brand?
Oh, I'm sorry. Unless we have the owner's permission.
Can we get permission?
Having a brand is like having a car. It's something that people can buy from you, or they can use it for some time if they pay what you settled on.
And can we put whatever price we want?
That depends on the brand's market value. That is why prestige is important, remember?
Friends, we have to choose our brand.
What do you think of Chuli Lopez?
No! Chuli Lopez is my name. It's my brand. I own it and do not authorize it.
What about To Live? To live, clothes that suit you. To live, comfortable clothes. To live, I use To Live.
I like to live.
To live with its registered R.
That's it. It should be drawn and registered. Depending on the legislation of each country, different things can be forbidden when registering a brand. For more information, contact the trademark office in your area.
Our designs will be To Live. What if someone comes out with To Live Sweets, for example?
You can do it because it's a different product that bears no relation to our t-shirts. There is no risk of confusion when it's products that have no relation to each other. For example, cookies and cars. Different products are ordered in different classes.
Who establishes the classes?
Product classes are explained in NISA's International Classification. This is our application. Now stamp the copy for me, please. All right. And now we must publish the application in the media they tell us. Why? So that any person that objects to our brand can inform the registry. And if no one objects to it, then the office is certain that the application is good. Our product has a registered brand.
People identify it and ask for it.
Because of our hard work, our brand has gained prestige, with which
We all!
So we just saw a small video on how brands and trademarks are connected, and it is very much important, as the video suggests, that you should register. Everyone should register their brands. Of course, the non-confusing, non-similar marks should be registered, and it helps to secure the long-term issues, the legal issues and the branding issues that might arise. Let us go into the recent case. Let us discuss about the recent case that we are talking about now. We are saying it is the coronal issue. We must have seen it in our media about the coronal that Patanjali was trying to come out with anti-corona medicine in the name of coronal, and there were some issues related to this particular name, that is coronal. Now, coronal as such, if we go into the facts of the case, coronal was a registered trademark in by this company called Arudra. Arudra is a chemical-based company, and they registered this Coronal 92B and Coronal 213 SPL, that is special, and they have been using it since 1993 for sanitizing and cleaning heavy industrial machinery. In the same class, pharmaceutical and chemical class, that Patanjali wanted to market in terms of their anti-corona medicine. Now, what happened was news report revealed that we came into the news that okay, they are going to market their anti-corona medicine in the name of Coronal, and of course the injunction proceedings were initiated against Patanjali by this company called Arudra. This is a Tamil Nadu-based company, and for stopping Patanjali to use the name Coronal. Patanjali said that since they had not raised any objection when they were actually applying for government approval for Coronal tablet, So they are free to use this name. Of course, the court said that the High Court said that of course you cannot use the name Cornell because it is in the same class, and even if it is a different class of goods, and if there is likelihood of any confusion in terms of by the customer, then of course Cornell should not be used. And Patanjali argued a lot. Now here we have to see two things. Which I actually wanted to bring in. The most important issue is this Arudra and Patanjali. Patanjali has become huge now, and Arudra is a very small MSME sector organization. Now, looking into the size, even with this size, Arudra actually initiated legal proceedings, and of course the law was on the right side, that is Arudra's side, and Patanjali lost the case, and they were stopped by the High Court to use this Cornell. Now, this was the latest issue that were with respect to branding and trademarks. Now, let us go into the latest. You must have seen a lot of news with respect to seizure of paneer, koya, then masalas in areas nearing Berhampur and Cuttack. Almost on every alternate day or once in a week, we come across this news that some godown has some fake Ruchi company masala packets and everything, and they are actually trying to sell. This is the legal consequence where once there is a brand which has become famous. Let us take the example of Ruchi. And this spurious manufacturers, they try to cash in the brand name Ruchi by selling duplicate products. Now, products in terms of haldi is not duplicate, but the branding is duplicate. So, because it is not from the company Ruchi, but from their own brand, they are just trying to make the cover as Ruchi Masala, and they try to market it. Now, if we go into the details, I dig into the details of Ruchi, and I found that Ruchi Masala as such is already registered. It was registered in 2000, and it is being used since 1995. Now, if we look into this total ecosystem of how exactly Ruchi brand as such got saved from this spurious dealers, where they were already protected. This masala brand Ruchi was already protected by under the Trademark Act, and police actually took cognizance of this existing trademark following the complaint, and they started raiding these companies. Of course, end of the day, who actually gets the benefit is the customer, because they get genuine product for their price and not some spurious product for the price they pay. This is the win-win situation for not only the customer but also the business owner, because they get their brand's value in terms of getting profit from their product, and customer gets a genuine product. And this being a local brand, actually I took the example of Ruchi as such. Let us go into two case studies actually, which I tried to harness about how protection of the brand via trademark has helped a few companies, few industries on garnering a huge turnover. Now, I'll take you to the case of this company called Jet. Now, Jet mats. This is a mosquito mat that was available in 1985 onwards. What happened was Mr. S.K. Matlani, he was an Indian bank clerk. He went to Malaysia for an official tour and came across different mosquito mats that were available in Malaysia. Now, mosquito mats in 1985 were not that prevalent in India, and we, as a part of the system, were using more of mosquito coils during that time. As such, the market in mosquito repellent industry was not that huge. However, what he found that if he uses mat in India, there might he thought that let us take that risk and let's invest on the matting business in India. So what happened was Matlani spent around 30 lakhs of rupees in research and development for his on developing the formula for repelling mosquitoes, which would be not only with respect to the environment, it should be good to the environment, culture, and of course the local mosquito population. So so I'll not venture into how much details in terms of technical details he went into for research and development. He came out with this jet, and he trademarked this name called Jet. Now, and it became instantaneous hit as such, the Jet as a brand in terms of the mosquito mat. After a few years, it was second in the market in terms of the turnover, and it was knocking on the doors of this Goodnight as a brand to become the largest brand in mats. So what happened was, during this time, this Godrej Sarali Limited, Godrej Consumer, they wanted to enter into this business, and they identified that if they could purchase this Jet, of course, it would take them, because Jet had already a good brand recognition, good recognition from customers' mind. So I thought that let us acquire this Jet as a brand, and we can take over the market from that onwards. And they actually negotiated hard, and Mr. Matlani sold this Jet as a brand to Godrej Consumer at 30 crores. So if we look into the timeline, within 5 to 6 years, he converted his 30 lakhs to 30 crore. Now, this is a very small example how exactly what is the importance of creation of brand as Jet, the importance of Jet, the importance of brand which was protected by this trademark. Because when, let us consider, Godrej wanted to purchase this Jet as a brand, they would not only have got the legal documentation, but the trademark transfer would have also happened in terms of the licensing. So this is very much important, that one should always try to protect their brand through trademarks. So this is a very good case study in terms of the business importance of how trademark has garnered a lot of benefits in terms of this. Now, I'll take you a second example of something called Darjeeling tea. Now, it is a multifaceted brand which involves not only the trademark but geographical indication and copyright, and lot of other things are also involved. But of course, every intellectual property aspect has played its role. For example, what happened was, let me take you to a little bit of history of how Darjeeling tea as such as a brand developed. Now, in 1834, Dr. Campbell, who was the superintendent of Darjeeling district at that time, he just planted tea seeds in his garden. Now, after few months, actually the tea seeds were developing quite well, and as the time passed, 10 years after that, it was observed that that location, because of his geography and climate, was absolutely fine. It was very much conducive for the growth of tea as such. But it actually came out with some unique flavor. If we look into the total content now, Darjeeling tea, the tea that comes from Darjeeling, is only 1% of the total tea production in India. So it is a minuscule proportion that is produced by Darjeeling, that Darjeeling tea. Now, what happened was, why Darjeeling tea is unique for this? Of course, because of the perfect soil and environmental condition for the tea cultivation is one of the reasons. Second reason is the height that is available for the growth of those tea plants from 200 to 2000 meters above sea level, with nicely developed slopes from 60 to 70 degree slopes, and of course high rainfall and high humidity were few of the conditions that were available. Now, what happened was, with respect to the brand enforcement, so okay, it is a fact that Darjeeling tea is famous. It comes because of their particular geography, because of the particular climatic conditions. But next important question is how the brand is enforced, because without brand enforcement, there is no use of creating a brand as such. So when we are talking about the brand enforcement, the National Tea Board of India actually took over the lead in terms of the protection of the Darjeeling tea. Now, they came out with this logo that you see in the right side of the screen, where this is the logo which is associated with the Darjeeling Tea Manufacturing Association, or the Darjeeling Tea Board, that actually takes care of the all the local tea production. Now, what happens is there are a lot of tea gardens in that area, and all have in fact assigned their intellectual property with respect to the Darjeeling tea to the tea board, and tea board is a of course a national government of India body. Uh, and they actually registered this logo as such as a certification trademark in 1983. With this certification trademark, actually they then started marketing this product across the world, and they prescribed that original Darjeeling tea has this logo, and they became a certifying trademark. When we are talking about certification trademark, so let us understand what exactly is certification trademark. Let us break into this trademark and certification. Trademark, as the name suggests, is mark of the trade, and certification is that that certifies the mark of the trade. That means a Darjeeling tea, this logo would certify that the origin of this tea is actually from Darjeeling and not from any other place. Now, what happened was because of this, the local tea got premium valuation, and they were actually selling the tea at profit compared to the other tea that was available in India and that were not from the particular area of Darjeeling. Maybe they were from Kerala or they were from some other places like Coorg or something. So these were a very important thing that was taken in terms of protection of the Darjeeling brand as such, the tea brand that we are talking about. The next important thing was, of course, when you are talking about the brand, protection of brand. As I said in the beginning of the presentation, trademark is a subset of brand. Then other subsets that are actually important in terms of protection of brand might be geographical indication, where of course Darjeeling is also protected under the GI Act and nobody could use Darjeeling tea as such for any kind of tea, and it has to be used for certain that kind of tea that goes from Darjeeling and has this brand, this logo. Darjeeling, this brand or this logo is also protected by the Copyright Act, where they have protected this as artistic work, and nobody would also be able to copy it in other literature. And the most important thing is how the IPR is enforced in Darjeeling tea. Now we have to understand here is that tea board has initiated a lot of legal cases in various countries, including England and US, because they were the primary market in terms of export of the tea as such, and they have got huge benefit in terms of getting premium valuation of that the price, and they were also able to market and get profit in terms of the branding of the logo, use of the logo by other brands. Specifically, they charged premium because of this brand, and they were able to enforce this through the initiation of legal cases, and lot of cases out of court settlement had happened with the tea board and the other parties, and they have actually they were in profit. If we look into the business results of the Darjeeling tea, how Darjeeling tea as such has benefited because of this protection is almost the major chunk of the Darjeeling tea actually goes out of the country, and these are quite famous. If you look into the when we are talking about Darjeeling tea, it is as good as when we are talking about the champagne in case of the liquor. Darjeeling tea in case of tea is something called, it is held as premium. So end of the day, end of the presentation, I would just like to introduce my firm, that is Kalinga Legal. It is a local Bhubaneswar based corporate law firm that gives services in the case of patents, trademark, copyright and designs. And this is my contact number and the email ID for any further queries you have. Thank you very much. That's all.
Hello, sir. My voice is audible to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, Santosh Babu, audible, please.
PK Gupta, sir. Sir, you unmute yourself and speak, sir.
So I'm traveling from one program. However, I'm thankful to all the participants who have joined today in the virtual meet on intellectual property right for clusters and other MSMEs, and I'm thankful to Gaurav Babu and other guest faculty for participating. जो हमारे MSMEs होते हैं, see when they are operating and everybody knows कि आजकल competition हमारा कितना है और इस कंपटीशन में हम छोटे छोटे प्रॉफिट्स में सर्वाइव करते हैं। अभी एक एमएसएमई एक बड़ी मुश्किल से अपना कोई एंटरप्राइज शुरू करता है और शुरू करने के बाद और अच्छा नाम कमाता है तो कभी कभी उसका लोगो और उसके जो मार्किंग है क्या होता है, कभी कभी हमारे दूसरे लोग भी यूज कर लेते हैं उसका फायदा उठाने के लिए। इसीलिए हम आवाज आ रही है मेरी संतोष जी?
हाँ सर आ रही है सर।
ऑडिबल?
हाँ yes sir, audible sir. Sir you carry on sir.
Okay. So हमारे MSMEs को what they should do is कि whenever उनका एक ब्रांड नेम होता है और लोगो होता है, उसको तुरंत जैसे ही अपना यूनिट शुरू करेंगे उससे पहले कि उसकी रजिस्ट्रेशन करा लें, जिसको हम लोग ट्रेडमार्क रजिस्ट्रेशन करते हैं, जिसके बारे में आपको बताया है। एंड इट इज टू मेक योर सेल्फ सेफ in terms of your logo and name also, so that nobody unnecessarily उसको जो है यूज ना कर सके मार्केट में, या तो आपका नाम खराब करने के लिए या किसी और पर्पस के लिए। MSME DI is also giving you a reimbursement of 10,000 rupees for trademark registration। तो मैं आप लोगों से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि जो भी हमारे MSMEs हैं, they should go for trademark registration. In addition to that, I think we have talked about GI and patent also. But however, जो हमारे MSMEs हैं, state trademark is very important for all of them, and they should take advantage of all IP rights which are there, and they should use this IP rights to safeguard themselves. This I welcome all my MSMEs and the faculty members, Mr. Gaurav और दूसरे हमारे faculties हैं इस प्रोग्राम में, और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि आज के हमारे वेबिनार के बाद बहुत सारे हमें MSMEs जो है they will come forward and they either take a patent for innovative products or they will go for trademark registration, and they will make full use of policies of government of India, basically intellectual property right की हमारी जो पॉलिसी है उसका भी फायदा उठाएंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much sir. Friends, you are aware that we have a very good scheme of intellectual property right. We have reimbursement of trademark, patent, GI. And for your information, let me tell you that we have 10,000 reimbursement for trademark, and for patent we have 1 lakh reimbursement from Office of the DCMSME. And for foreign patent we have 5 lakh rupees of reimbursement. And for GI we have 2 lakh rupees of reimbursement. So, and the process of reimbursement is also very easy. You can we have developed our ministry has developed an app, my MSME app. Even from sitting at your home also you can download that app and you can upload all your information in that portal. This is auto populated with Udyam registration also. So you did not have to fill all the column, automatically it will auto filled through Udyam registration. So very easy, and our statistics is very poor as far as Odisha is concerned. We have a very less number of reimbursement from Odisha. So I encourage more participants to be aware of our scheme and they participate. So now, unfortunately, Samprati Basant, who is going to join us, but because of some personal work, he is not able to join. On behalf of him, Suman Kumar Das is going to join and present his presentation. So I request Suman Kumar Das, you yourself unmute yourself and be present. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for giving this opportunity to share a few of my thoughts on this wonderful platform. First of all, I would like to thank you, Dr. Kar, sir, and Dr. Patra, who have well explained regarding the trademark, and Dr. Patra has clarified with certain trademark case studies how we can develop our brand with the help of trademarks. Thank you for this wonderful lectures. Actually, I was not prepared. For some reason, Mr. Basan, my colleague, could not attend this meeting. So that is why I was told just half an hour ago, and I just joined. I would like to share a few ideas on the patent prosecution strategy. From an innovator's point of view, I can try my best. What can be the best strategy to not only obtain a patent and enforce the patent rights in India at a minimum, at the affordable cost. First of all, we have to understand what is a patent actually. Patent actually is a one kind of territorial right. It's granted within a particular jurisdiction, and it's a negative right. That means it stops a third party from using your inventions. And a patent is granted only for the inventions in the field of science and technology. There are certain conditions need to be fulfilled before making an application, so that patent application. As an innovator, we need to understand whether our invention qualifies all those criteria or not. Then only we can strategize our application procedure. As per the Patents Act 1970, there are three criteria. The first criteria is novelty. Yeah, the first criteria is novelty or newness. What are the new features you have added in your invention? We have to identify first. There may be every day the technology is changing. So we have to, there may be your invention might for features. Remaining features may be some known features. So we have to first identify what are the new features. And second step is whether your invention involves some kind of technical advancement or not, whether it has some economic significance or not. And your invention, whether it's obvious from a person's from the point of skilled person, that you need to understand first. Then we have to also understand from commercial point of view whether your invention has some commercial feasibility or not. These three things, I think, as an innovator, as an inventor, we need to keep in our mind before making a patent application. And after that, we have to understand two concepts. So it will be easy for us before making a patent application.